Were you aware that the term morality is only the Roman translation of the Greek word ethics? It's not an invitation for the religious wrong to take charge of people's love and sex lives. There's a major and important difference between the ethics of populating an empty world and that of further populating an already overpopulated world. Once there was practical value in abundant children. In tribal Africa and in the Middle East of 3,000 or more years ago, the populations needed abundant children to help to gather food and to provide taxes, settlers, and war fodder for the kings, as well as a kind of social security for aging parents. So the religions, as part of those establishments, made fertility a personal obligation. Any birth prevention or control whatsoever was anathema. Those fertility needs continued into the modern era. Witness child labor in the early years of this country, as well as in England in the Industrial Revolution. Child labor is still practiced in some countries for the cash benefit of opportunists. The world has changed, but compensating responses are not being permitted by the establishments of the world. The key ethical question for today is, shall we pay more attention to innocents who contract any STDs, that's sexually transmitted diseases, or to the antique social mores and religious proscriptions on sex? Kings didn't provide social security in ancient or modern times until the Roosevelt administration, and the financial kings of this country now want to privatize our social security system and take a commission. Why is there no outcry from the religious wrong about that opportunistic misuse of fertility in an overcrowded world? Might money be more important? Finally, isn't it fair to question the moral compass of any organization that can focus on sex but ignore the fact of cruel kings and dictators, kingly and perennial religious wars such as those in the Middle East, slavery, Russian serfdom to replace slaves, colonialism, and starving children among riches? Should morality apply only to sexual matters? How ethical is that? In the last analysis, people who will benefit from the sure protection of their health through education should be more favorably regarded than those who will be angered by reality. Charlie helps to educate the needy. But this blurb should be about the play, not philosophy. Speaking of Charlie is a very human play, and its characters are real people, not cardboard characters who read speeches. Like alcoholism and cancer and hemorrhoids, bisexuality needs to become openly discussed. Charlie can open the conversation. Relax, Charlie does not state the previous arguments, but potential contributors usually want to understand the overall context. Charlie himself needs only to show the family repercussions of societal bias. So I'll read a few representative lines for each of the four characters and then provide an estimated accounting for the financial needs. I think that we should start with the finances because if costs make dollar sense, then you can listen as audience when hearing the characters speak for themselves.